Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to this seminar today. I'd like for everybody to make sure their cell phones are off or muted or on vibrate or something so we don't disturb. If you need to be on a call, please leave the room. So we get started here, and everybody can listen to the presentation. Ceci Snyder is Vice President of Consumer Marketing, oversees the consumer marketing team at the National Pork Board, with oversight of marketing programs in advertising, public relations, social media, multicultural marketing, marketing research, and nutrition communications. Ceci is the co-staff liaison to the Pork Checkoff's Domestic Marketing Committee. The goal of the Domestic Marketing Committee is to increase consumer pork expenditures and the frequency of pork consumption. For over 19 years, Snyder has played a role in evaluating and reinforcing the National Pork Board's position as a comprehensive resource for pork-related information. She currently serves as a conduit for producer investors and media regarding all consumer marketing programs. Prior to joining the National Pork Board, Snyder worked in the food service marketing for a national food distribution company. Snyder is a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and a registered dietitian. Snyder received a MS from Iowa State University and a BS from the College of St. Benedict in St. Joseph, Minnesota. She currently resides in rural Des Moines with her husband and twin daughters, who I believe are just starting to drive.
Should have read that before you did. Yes, now you know all about me. All right. There's our clicker here. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all coming today to hear about what we're doing with the Checkoff investment that we have for this summer. I'm going to acknowledge Pam Johnson's in the back row back there. She's part of our team and has done a lot of the work here. And then the retail team's in the back. All right, thanks. So they're on the ground selling the product. So appreciate everybody coming. I want to talk a little bit about our strategy before I show you some of the creative. And we actually showed some of this to Ag Media this morning, or talked about, I should say. But I wasn't able to show all the fun stuff. So this is really a neat opportunity to show you some of the creative we're using this summer with consumers. To start off our strategy, it's based on our strategic plan. In 2014, we set a 5-year goal for increasing our share of meat expenditures. It's not just the volume that's out there, it's what people are willing to pay for our product. So expenditures is the volume times the value. We want to grow pork expenditures and grow our share versus other meats. So 0.2% sounds like a small goal, but if we grow it by 1% over 5 years, that's worth $2 billion in retail sales alone, and it's about $23 for every hog that we'd add value. The reality is all the checkoff is really, we're all dealing with budget reductions, and on the consumer side, this year was a 19% reduction, which really helped refine. It helped actually we looked at our market a little bit differently with the budget reduction, and we're taking, I would say, a few more risks to try to get noticed, to be share-worthy, to really take advantage of social media. I think you're going to see that. The brand promise for what we talk about internally, this is a sentence that the consumer never sees, but it's really what grounds our marketing, and that's that grilling pork gives you so many ways to create new and inspiring dishes that are fun to cook. Fun is an addition really in the last couple of years, and taste amazing. The campaign promise is there's nothing better or more fun than pork on the grill. And then finally for our seasonal approach, that we are allowing pork to actually literally bring the grills to life. The grills are going to talk about their flavorful recipes that inspire creativity, and the grill you'll meet and his neighbor will do the talking and share what really gets them cooking, and that's pork. Okay, some of you might know this. We have a consumer target for the pork checkoff, and we call that group of consumers the creative cook. They're about a third of U.S. households, but they eat a large proportion of all fresh pork. They eat over 60% of all fresh pork. We know they enjoy cooking, entertaining, creativity in the kitchen, and family is important. And we also know they're representative of the U.S. population as far as the demographics go, but at the highest levels of consumption, they're much less likely to be Caucasian. So you're going to see that in what we present to you today. So our campaign, the consumer call to action, meant to be very action-oriented and affirmative, is Grill for It. I'm introducing to you here the grill and his neighbor Gloria. The campaign started May 9th. It runs through Labor Day. It's an integrated campaign based on what the grills would tell you about their love of pork. The two grills will serve as our spokespeople. So we have advertising, public relations, social media, multicultural work with Hispanic Americans, and state marketing. The Voices of the Grill will come to life. We have a series of videos, and we have radio ads. We're going to celebrate those seasons, those occasions throughout the season, like July 4th, road trips, barbecue, and bring those to life with our grill spokespeople. Just a note here, the Smithfield marketers are in the back. They know all this, right? Online video is key. It's really the fastest growing ad medium out there. So you're going to see video content. You're going to see a lot more of that actually going into the fall and our final work around the holidays. We're really trying to use video to tell our story a lot. And you can see the stat here. All marketers are really thinking that way. Video content is really growing. You see that in your own Facebook feed, the way all the tasty videos show up in your news feed. So we're going to meet our grills. I'm going to show these videos, and you'll see what we're talking about here. So this is our introductory video of the two grills.
Finally. Couldn't breathe under there. But this. Smells like grilling season. Light me up. Let's do this thing.
Hola, neighbor. Join the party. Can you not smell my pork tenderloin with chimichurri sauce? Perhaps you need your vents checked.
Hola, grill friend. You are cooking good. I am fired up for something exciting, extraordinary, inspired, something great. Get it? Like a grate you grill on, huh?
Ay, Dios mío.
Let's grill for it.
it.
Oh, yeah. I got to get some ribs with bacon bourbon barbecue sauce, then pork and chorizo burgers with pineapple and sriracha, maybe a pulled pork salad. I've got to write this down.
Okay, so let's meet our grills. The grill, he's an outgoing guy. He's up for anything. He loves food and cooking. He loves hanging out with his favorite neighbor, and he's always part of the fun. When it comes to grilling, he knows what he likes and how to get it done with pork. And Gloria saunters in, right? She's the modern Latina home chef. She's witty with a pinch of sassy. She's supremely confident in herself and enjoys playful banter with her friendly neighbor, the grill. She loves to entertain and knows exactly what she wants, especially when it comes to grilling for family and friends. Some of you are interested. I'm going to back up a bit here. Okay, some of you are interested in some of our advertising. So we have these are some of our print publications that we're going to feature. Actually, these go through the end of the year, through the summer. Food Network, I'll show you the creative. It's a fold-out grill. Sports Illustrated is we try to balance our gender reach. We're equally targeting men and women. So these are all great partners that you're going to see our advertising in throughout the summer. All our recipes, we have 8 recipes that we're going to feature throughout the summer. Our idea with our work is to feature pork in a very creative, on-trend fashion. So everything from Korean pork chops, that's an Asian paste, gochujang is a marinade. Diane Bettine's in the front row. She would be familiar with that. She's a foodie. So we try to show pork in all the trends. We have grilled pork with Brussels sprouts, the bacon bourbon barbecue sauce you saw in that video, the stuffed pork tenderloin with a chimichurri sauce. Of course, pulled pork has continued to be popular. The grilled pork burritos, that's a boneless chop, a New York chop that you slice up and put in a burrito. And then on the bottom, we actually are featuring, for the first time, we've never really featured ground pork as much as we're doing this summer. We have 2 pork burgers this summer. Here's our national media schedule. We started May 9th, like I said. We run through Labor Day. We do have TV running on cable, but that actually is our existing kind of evergreen spot. We do have some cable. It's not very heavy this year. Most of the weight of our marketing is against online video. You can see that's going to go through the Labor Day. We do digital display, and what's called programmatic is where you can buy media that targets people. It's based on, there are huge databases. It sounds almost scary, right? We can buy media where we can ask, we want people that love to grill, that have bought barbecue supplies in the last 30 days. There are ways that you can buy huge databases to target IP addresses and deliver media that way, where we used to be more like we'd buy a website that was food-based and we display our ads there. We can target people that we know are bilingual. We can be very precise with our digital buy. Paid search is always on, and then we have 2 radio ads. I'll play those for you, and then our print. So here's the print. It's a 2-page spread, meaning that the ad goes across 2 pages at the bottom of the magazine. Again, you're going to see that very bold, very delicious. We're all about the great photography. the headlines grill for it, or just doing what I love. That could be the grill talking, or that could be our pork lover talking about how they love pork. We've learned from research over the years that people want more than one recipe idea, so we try to deliver lots of cooking ideas. And we have full-page ads. There's some magazines like Sports Illustrated that you only can do full-page ad. And then finally, our insert, this will be in Food Network magazine. It's a fold-out, like a harder stock that will fold out and be a grill that opens up. And finally, our digital creative, also about the same type of recipes. And these are animated that will build on each other, and then they end with a link to the website for the recipes. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, you can ask now.
So this is a quick question. How are you going to tie this back to some metrics that actually show that the percentage of pork that actually sales, and/or what are the call to actions that each of the banner ads and digital ads are actually asking them to do that's measurable?
Yeah, that's a great question, because especially with digital, we can be very precise. We know when they go to our landing page, what they touch on our landing page. We can trace that traffic. If they print a recipe, we know that. And we can do attribution actually back. We know what ads are working better, and actually we'll adjust throughout the season what we feed out. It's absolutely. You bet. You bet. Great question. Yeah, we have all sorts of means. All producers get a magazine, and we have a whole staff that does that, so we'll feed the results to that. We also report to a committee. I'm singling out Diane in the front row because she was a former chair of our domestic marketing committee, so we're required twice a year to report our results to our committee. We do information for pork.org is our website. We try to feed that. We have a newsletter that we put out once a month to producers. If anybody's not on that newsletter, our committee gets that, but we'd be happy to add you to that newsletter if you really want up-to-date statistics about what we're doing. I do have a slide at the very end, some of the stats on YouTube so far. But yeah, we're all about measuring, and that's the beauty. What we know in marketing, we can make changes as we go and what's working. So we have 2 radio spots. I'll share those with you now. The Taste of Summer started off our campaign.
Yo, it's me, the grill. Why don't you put down that garden hose and get over here? We got some grilling to do. So scrape my grate and lay it on me. Spicy Korean pork chops, grilled pork burritos, and double smoky ribs with bacon, bourbon, barbecue sauce. Woo-wee! I'm getting up to 350 real fast. So come on, let's grill for it. Want to grill for it this summer? Get started at PorkBeInspired.com. This message funded by America's pork producers and the Pork Checkoff.
All right, I'll tell you who that voice is in a bit here. We've got one coming out right before the July 4th, so hopefully you'll get the connection.
Presenting the grill.
Oh, beautiful pork tenderloin for double saucy ribs with smoky bacon barbecue. You're gonna need a bib. America, America, pork will your taste buds thrill. And ground pork's good in the neighborhood, from grill to shining grill. Let's grill for it. Get started at PorkBeInspired.com. This message funded by America's pork producers and the Pork Checkoff.
All right, that was kind of loud. Sorry about that. All right, all our state associations, in some capacity, not all of them, but we have 40-some affiliates, and I'm sure members of you here as well. About 20-some, I would say, collaborate with us on marketing. It's a great relationship because when we're all speaking the same message at the same time, obviously there's a lot of synergy with that. So in the first 2 weeks of our work, what we do is we deliver all these assets to states, and then they make decisions. It's their money, and they decide how to spend it. Although we offer incentives, we help pay. We'll divide up the cost of media. We'll cover the cost of creating new ads, and what they do is they work with our art department. They size ads for different publications. So just in the first 2 weeks of the campaign, we've already had 17 state associations jump on board, and that's really terrific. So we appreciate the partnership. All right, so I'll go to the next one. Excuse me there.
What? Who are you? I'm your fairy grill father, Josh. Here to grant you a pork and chorizo burger with pineapple sriracha. The one you were dreaming about?
But it's 3 in the morning.
Shh! Grill for it, Josh. Grill for it.
I also want to show you on the Spanish language site, so you can see how we're adapting all this work to the Hispanic market. It's not a translation. We try to take what's appropriate and what we know about our love of pork in the general market, But we work very closely with, we have actually a Hispanic group that we work with out of Miami, and we have a staff person, Jose De Jesus, who couldn't be here. So we make this very appropriate for the Hispanic market. Okay, so introducing the grill. You've already heard quite a bit from him. And this is where Pam's work comes in, so happy to have her in the back there. When we thought about this, how would we apply this knowledgeable expert, the spokesgrill we have? How would we share his wisdom with the world? And what we decided to do, how do enthusiastic cooks share their enthusiasm today? They start a cooking blog. So what we have is a full season mission for the grill to share his wisdom with a blog via our website. He's going to have all sorts of posts, and actually he's got quite a bit of content up there already. Thanks, Pam. He's been working hard. He's even been to Memphis in May, which is a big barbecue contest, and our friends from Smithville allow us to be a part of their work there at Memphis in May. So he's got lots of content up there already. Recipes, videos, pork pals. There's a great interview he has with a pork barbecue expert already, Ray Lampy. It's a lot of fun. You'll have to read that. He's going to be sharing all his wisdom via his social channels as well. This is just some of the examples of his posts so far. The Memphis in May post features, there's a slideshow of good photography from Memphis in May. His handler, Pam Johnson, took all those photos. Okay, so what we're doing with the blog is we'll be telling our story throughout the season. About half of the work is on recipes. We know that's what consumers want the most from us, so we have all sorts of recipes planned. He'll be on location via a green screen. If you guys know what that is, we have him in an office, and we're just taking pictures of him as he travels around the country. The travel budget's tight, so it's all, virtual. We have lots of human interest posts planned. Video posts will come throughout the summer, and then some reactive posts to take advantage of things that are happening in pop culture. So we're planning 2 to 3 posts a week, definitely through all the holidays. So take a look. Hopefully you all go to that. You can go through our website, porkbeinspired.com, or the URL is grillforit.com. The man behind the voice you heard in that radio spot is David Koechner. He's an actor and comedian known for The Anchorman and The Office. You can see all his background there. He has a current role on a Comedy Central show, and he's got an upcoming film called Priceless. Anyway, he's been great to work with. Father of 5, family that is in pork production. He's been a terrific advocate. Pam is going to be going to L.A. next week. We are doing a media tour with David as well as the grill. The cameras will be on both. David will be there. Koechner will be there to support his friend, the grill, as well as we'll have interviews with the grill itself. So we're going to have lots of fun with it. It's the first time we've ever done a satellite media tour with a grill. So what we do, we go into a studio in L.A. or New York, and we'll book a whole day of satellite time, and we'll schedule interviews throughout the country, 4, 5, 6 hours of interviews, and have those be back-to-back with local stations. So we go for big markets first. We pitch all the big markets and to try to get as many viewers as possible. So it's a full day. The grill will have his own social channels. He'll also be interacting with our normal social channels on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to use the video. We have sound bites recorded from David Koechner, just little tidbits of advice throughout the summer. You're going to hear that. He's going to suggest recipes, and he'll connect with other influencers on social media. So here's some of the other influencers. Thanks to Smithfield in the back, we've already been able to connect with the man in the middle, Mo. And Ray Lampy is to the right. So these are people that we're going to interact with throughout the summer. We'll be conducting interviews of them on our blog, and they're going to be interviewing us for their blogs and all their content. And it's a way for us to get some extra credibility for what we do and sharing that pork story. All right, and you saw this a minute ago. This is our video that's you're going to hear the similarities with the radio spot, but this will come out the week before July 4th.
Oh, beautiful pork tenderloin for double saucy ribs with smoky bacon barbecue. You're gonna need a bib. America, America, pork will your taste buds thrill. And Crown Pork's good in the neighborhood from grill to shining grill. Hey, America, let's grill for it. Oh, beautiful pork
Sorry, our AV challenges today. No animal, no eagle got harmed in that photo. We talked about that. Don't have the eagle hit the grill. We'll hear from it at the pork board. All right, so that's 4th of July.
Hey, America, let's grill for it.
Why does no one ever do a front yard barbecue? It's always the backyard.
Probably because they don't want anyone stealing our TLC.
Tender-licious chops. Hey, you want to try a juicy spare rib? Sorry, I don't have any to spare.
Ooh, burn.
High five.
We don't have hands.
But we can still grill for it.
So you've heard from Gloria. Here is the real person behind Gloria. The campaign that in Spanish is Prende Sabor. It's about the flavor of pork. It's not a literal translation. We launched with this gal, Angelica Valle, with a campaign for the Hispanic market the same day we launched for General Market, and we did a media tour in Miami. We released all our videos at once with the Hispanic market, and our message here, those are some of the press materials, is that pork is the undisputed star at every barbecue in America, including Latina families. So here's more of Angelica. She's a Mexican actress, singer, and comedian. So she's the voice behind Gloria. Like I said, we had a media day in Miami. We had 21 interviews that day. We also have plans next month to take her to LA for additional media work. We're going to do a radio tour with Gloria and Angelica. And then we're holding a big entertainment media event, the Perfect Grill Out. It'll be an interactive event in July. We're to create the buzz. We're really using Angelica's star value to create some buzz there, a heavy Mexican-American market. We've actually sent out pop-up card mailers. It's like when you go to the Hallmark section or the card section at the drugstore and you open up those cards that sing or have voices. We've sent out cards to media with Angelica recording special messages, personalized messages. So hopefully we'll get a great crowd and then additional coverage about our campaign. Gloria's friends are also going to take over their neighborhood. We're working with bloggers in key U.S. Hispanic markets listed here, Los Angeles, Houston, Miami, Orlando, and New York, and giving these bloggers all our content. What they're going to do, they've been asked to put together the perfect grilling party with a photo of pork recipes on their site. They're using all our banners. They're in Spanish, and then they're going to share all our videos. And we've already had several up already. This is just one gal that posts in English and Spanish, Adriana. And you can see she talked about throwing the perfect grilling barbecue with pork. On the right there, that's actually a screenshot of our Spanish website. When you go to the Spanish website, what you do, it's actually interactive. You pick the pork you want, you put it on a plate, and then you can pick the music that you want to go with your party. You can pick the game you want to go with your party, and then it all condenses, and you can send out invitations to your friends. So it's meant to be fun, consumer interactive. And then she posts one of our videos there. So far so good. We also have Gloria working on social media, like we have the grill working on social media. Gloria is interacting with our normal social channels, our Pork Tea and Spira, and she has her own social channels. So I'm going to show you just a quick clip of some of the things that she'll be posting. She'll have a lot of recipe content, but we did some fun videos for her as well. Soccer is big this summer. There's a big soccer tournament going on, so this is just her goofing off with the grill. So we're trying to be within that community. All right, you're saying, how does that sell pork? But what we're doing is we're having some fun and just showing how pork is aware and thinking about what's going on in that market. I'm going to show one more, and then we'll get back here.
Chorizo.
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 Chorizo. I feel like I'm saying what you're saying.
No, roll your R, like ribs or burrito.
Speaking of burrito, how do you grill your pork burrito with salsa verde? Low and slow or hot and fast?
A lady never tells.
Racy. I like the way you grill for it.
So they're friends, right? But we are having some fun. Maybe a little more than friends by next year. Whoops, they go on a road trip. That's next. Okay. Sorry about that. Lots of AV challenges today. All right. Let me show you a little bit more here. So here's a little bit of all our Spanish ads, and same recipe as I said for the Spanish market as for the English market. We're trying to reach Hispanic consumers with content that is appropriate for them and really speaks to them. We have an interactive landing page, as I said, for the Spanish market. It allows the consumer to have that whole grilling experience. So between pork music and games, how to put together one fun party with pork. We also have a social ticker on our Spanish page, and it pulls in all those bloggers and all their work. So it refreshes the content, makes us look like, it's a nicer user experience on our website. Those are our websites. All right, so Gloria and the grill are going on vacation. Here we go.
2 miles to Albuquerque.
I could really go for some pork chops right now.
I know. All the cars out here look like juicy grilled pork chops on a big barbecue sauce highway.
I'm looking for some pork chops, baby, tonight.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Pork chop.
Pork chop who?
Pork chop all up in my grill.
And that was our exit.
All right. Almost done here. Here's our schedule. So you guys got the sneak peek. Nobody has seen all this, not even the media. Here's our schedule. We released those. I showed you one of the teasers. We had 2 teasers that we released and everything going through the season. Actually, I need to show you one more. Grilling season. We have one for tailgating in the fall. So these will be released throughout the summer. As they're released, they'll be on our website in that reel that loops. So you can check back there. You asked in the back about results. So we just launched the campaign, but here are some of the results to date. For the first 3 weeks of the ad campaign, we measure people that watch the whole video. We've already had over 5.8 completions on our videos that have been out so far, and we haven't released too many yet. So it's good. We're seeing lots of interest. The first 2 weeks of the public relations campaign, actually Pam really hasn't started her work yet. That'll start next week. So I put up here just for the Hispanic work alone, we've had over 390 stories. And Angelica Valet has been terrific to work with. She's helped quite a bit with that. And then finally, so you can look at all our stuff later. Everything's going to be on our websites, porkbeinspired.com, and then porkteainspirit.com is the Spanish site. So I was excited to be able to share that all with you today. Take any questions that you have on our work.
Back to the metrics. So the very first, the core metric that is trying to do is raise the pork sales, and I forget the actual number, but how often is that measured, and how does that feed? How do you pull those two together to say we're actually getting there?
Good question. Yeah, our overall goal in our strategic plan is pork expenditures and what our share is of that. We measure that every month. It's a little bit in the rears because we have to wait till we get export data. So it's about 2 months behind. And, right now it is going to be a challenging year because there's just a lot of meat supply out there. So the whole environment and at retail it's very deflationary, as we say, because of such high supply. Prices are lower. So when we measure expenditures, it's volume times value, and we take all volume produced in the U.S., so it goes both food service and retail, but our only value measure is at retail. We don't really have a good value measure. There's no syndicated data at food service. So we measure retail sales, average retail price. So when we're going throughout the campaign, you're right. We report on that every month, so we'll know May numbers by end of July, August. Unlike a company like Smithfield that would have daily sales data, as a commodity group we're going to be a little bit behind on that. But that is our measure. It's valid sales data. It's just a little bit behind.
The 2% sales, that actually is all pork export too, right?
No, it's just domestic. Pork expenditure is just domestic. So the actual equation is we know what's produced in this country. We take out exports, we add in imports, and that's our volume that we have to sell, and then we multiply that times the average retail price. So that's where we get our measure. Other things that we do, there's some of overlap with, there's a little bit of sharing of recipes with what we do in Mexico in here. But, as you know, right, every market's so different. We Pam and I, we get together with all the international meat marketers every other year from Australia and United Kingdom and share marketing ideas. It's interesting how different every market is and what works well. The commonality, I think, is that love of the product and love of pork. But at the moment, no, we don't have plans for this internationally. Thank you for coming. I appreciate the support. Thank you.